there and welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a one-product Shopify store. This video is going to be different from my other tutorials because in this video, I'm going to cover all the steps, starting from signing up to Shopify up until setting up all of the things needed in order to get your store up and running. So make sure to watch this video up until the end. And if you have any question, please don't hesitate to leave it in the comment section below and I will make sure to reply to all of your comments. And now let's move to my screen and let's start. So you click on Start Free Trial from here. And either you use a Gmail that you have created for your business or you use your own personal email address. It's up to you. I will use a Gmail account that I have created for this business. I will click on Continue with Email. I need to enter my password. Create Shopify account. It will take like a few seconds in order to load, like to finish the setup, and that's it. So now I am inside Shopify and I have my account created and I can start creating my store. Well, you can start either by adding the products or by setting up your store settings. I will start by the store settings first, then I will move to adding products and customizing your theme and everything. From here you go to settings and you will find like everything you need. First you have store details, so you need to change your store name. My store is Pen Pals Cases. You can add a store phone number, you have the store email, you click on save. If you have already bought your branded domain address, I highly recommend you to also buy a branded email address. So it could be like, for example, sales@penpalcases.com or contact or info, whatever you want. Just one email would be enough because it will make your store and your whole business looks much more professional. Okay, I will click on save. The email you put here is very important because this is where you are going to receive your Shopify notifications. So make sure that you are using an email that you are going to open daily, you are going to check, you have it on your mobile and so on. Okay, in here you add your business address. If you are like selling from home, if you have a retail store, this is where you should be setting your location. I'm gonna put my personal location, but in your case, it's up to you. No one is going to see this address but you. You can hide it, so it's up to you. I'm gonna put the business name. It's my country. I will put the address, for example, and I will click on save. Then you have the store currency. This will depend on which market you are selling in. To be international, usually we use like the US dollar, but also you can change the currency depending on the markets where you are selling. You can like make it like automatically convert from one market to another, and I'm going to show you how to do that during this tutorial. For now, I'm going to pick the US dollar because this is the most common one. Then after that, we have the time zone. So it's like the time. In here we have the unit system. You can change it if you wish. I'm gonna keep it as it is. And you have the weight. So this depends on your preferences or your audience preferences. Go with whatever familiar with you and your audience. Okay, in here you can change this. I'm not gonna touch it and I will click on save. Later we have the plan. So in here you choose which Shopify plan you want to go with. In here we have like 4 days free trial. If you click on choose plan, you can choose between the basic, which is $1 per month. You can go with like this one, which is the Shopify, or the advanced. The basic would be enough for anyone who's starting out, so you can choose it and start with it. Okay. After that, you have the billing. This is how we are going to be billed, how we are going to pay. So you need to add your payment methods. Okay. And mainly that's it. After this, you have users and permissions. And this is gonna be like important for you if you have team members and you want to add them to your store. You don't want to share your store credentials, but you just need to add staff. So you can do that. In here, you can add a staff and you can give them different permissions. Since this is a trial store, I can't add staff in here, but if you have like, I guess, a Shopify plan starting from there, you can go with adding staff members and you can assign like permissions to them. So for example, you want one of your staff members to see the price, the money or the orders. You want another one to only check out the online store theme. You can change permissions depending on the job description of each of your staff members. Okay, after this you have payments, and this is how you are going to be paid. Okay, I highly recommend you, if you are located in a country where Shopify payments work, I highly recommend you to go with Shopify payments, and you can easily install them. And it's not actually a problem if your business is legal, is that you need to have your business registered. If your business is not registered, you can add a payment method from the ones available, and they will change depending on your country or where your business is located. Since I'm located in Lebanon, there are very few options that I can work with, but if you are located in USA or in Canada or in Australia, you will have a lot of options, and Shopify payments will definitely work for you. I don't think you need to work around in here. The settings are already fine. You go to checkout, and this is related to the part where your customers are checking out, and these settings are important. Shopify does a very good job at setting up defaults, so usually even if you didn't change anything in the default settings, they will still work, but I highly recommend you to revise them. Make sure that they are suitable to what you have in mind. So let's start. First, customer contact method. Select what contact method customers use to check out. So can they check out using a phone number or an email, or you want them to only check out using emails? I usually prefer to go with emails because I'm a very big fan of email marketing, and I truly believe that for any business that plans to succeed needs to have an email marketing system. So I always like to collect my customers' emails. That's why I force them to add their email addresses instead of giving them the option between phone number or email. After that, you can here require the customer to log in to the account before checkout. This is also something that you can do. I usually keep it open, but you can choose it. Then you have like the needed customer information, like only require last name, don't include, so on. You can keep them as they are fine. In here, you can pre-select the option to make your customers automatically signing up to your newsletter while they are checking out. And this is a little bit controversial. Let me explain this a little bit to you. Many people think that just collecting your customers' emails is enough for us to be able to contact them and send them emails. But this is not actually true. When someone is checking out, they are giving us their email in order to be able to contact them, right? But they didn't agree to receive marketing emails or to receive content from us. So they are two different things. Buying from us is different than signing up to our newsletter and accepting marketing. What we are doing when we check this is that we are, by default, telling them you are also subscribing to our newsletter. They can still uncheck it at the checkout process, but it's still not the same because many people will not notice that they have signed up to marketing. So it's a little bit tricky. Usually for businesses that are starting out, I leave it checked like this because I want to create my email list. But later on down the road, if you notice that many people are not, like to say, engaging with your emails, or many people are unsubscribing, or they are bouncing and so on, you need like to change this and make it optional, not like by default check. In here you have the SMS. If it's something you are doing, you can also go with it. I don't usually do this, like the tipping. You can do it if you wish. You had like address collection preferences. I don't change this. Order process, I also don't change this. And that's it. Okay, I will click on save. Then after that, we have shipping and delivery. And this is a place where you should be like spending some time, because this is where you set up your store shipping rules, or like how much you are charging your customers and so on. This will depend on your location and the markets where you are selling. So if, let's say, for example, you are located in Canada and you are only selling within Canada. So in this case, you need to tell Shopify this. You need to tell Shopify that you are only selling within Canada. So if a customer from USA comes and tries to sign up, they will know that they can sign up. We are not offering actually shipping to USA or to Australia and so on. So what we do is we go in here, like this is the general shipping rate. So this is gonna be applicable to all our products. We click on it and we set up the shipping zone. So the first shipping zone I have is my own country, which is Lebanon. So as you can see, I have only one rate. This is where I would be changing this rate. I will click on add rate. But first, let me remove this one. Let's say I will do the following. Let's say I will do free shipping for all orders above $50, and I will make them pay $5 for any order below $50. So what I will do first, I will call it free shipping. And I will make it 0 for orders between above $50. Then I will add another rate, which is standard, and I will make it $5, and the condition is that the order price should be 49 max. So now we have the domestic shipping zone and we have the international shipping zone. You can set up like international fees for all the other countries outside of your domestic deliveries, but this might not be applicable. Maybe you need to set up rates for USA different from Australia because the distance between your country and these countries are different. So what we are going to do, I'm going to actually remove this one, and I'm going to create a zone. And let's say I'm only selling in Lebanon and in Australia. So I'm gonna call this one Australia. Let me choose it first. Click on done. I will add rate. So this time for something to be free shipping, it should be like above $100. So let's say price is 0 for something minimum order $100. And let's say that the second rate would be like standard, the standard one, it would be like $10 now. And the condition is that the price should be between like 0 to 99. I will click on save. So since I only set up the shipping rates for Lebanon and Australia, it means that I can only sell in Lebanon and Australia. I can't sell anywhere else because while people are checking out, and if they are not located in Australia or Lebanon, they will not be able to check out because they will not see their countries within the shipping countries. So make sure, this is a very common mistake many people do, like they don't include all the countries within their shipping profiles. What you can do is that you can create one which is international and set it up for all countries so anyone can order your product from anywhere. But some businesses only sell in some countries, so this is how you set it up depending on where do you sell. Okay, once this is finished, you go to taxes and duties, and this is going to be very different depending of your country and where you are selling, so you need to figure it out yourself. Then we have like the locations, and locations here are mainly related to where you are shipping the items from. And this is very important when you actually set up the shipping using like shipping companies, because at the shipping section in here where we have like set up the profiles, instead of setting up the shipping rates ourselves, we could have linked our shipping, let's say, rates to DHL or one of the other like shipping companies, so we will have like direct rates from them. And in this case, the location would be important because depending on the location, the shipping fees will be different. Also, locations are important for your warehouses. Let's say, for example, you have 2 warehouses, each one of them is located in a different state. You have, let's say, different shipping time from different states. That's where this plays a very big role. Okay, I'm not gonna change this. Then we have gift cards, and this is gonna change the settings of the gift cards that you create on your Shopify store. You can also play around with these settings if you wish. Then we have the markets, and this is a very important section because this is gonna define like the markets where you are selling. So by default, we have my country and we have the international market, which is inactive. I need to make it active in order to be able to sell everywhere. So you click on the international market. As you can see, I can't activate this market because in the shipping profile where I have created the shipping profiles, I didn't include like all the countries. I only include Lebanon and Australia. So what I'm going to do here, I will actually create another market, which is the Australian one, because this is where I told Shopify I'm selling. So let me search in here for Australia. So I've added this market. I will click on add market. And I'm able to add this market and make it active because I already added this market to my Shopify shipping profile. When you set up your market, you can go to the market itself and change the currency. So if I'm selling in Australia, I want to have the Australian dollars showing for my Australian customers, not the USD. And in order to be able to do this, you should use Shopify payments. You can do it from here. And as you can see, they are telling us that Shopify payment is required to manage currency. Well, if you have it set it up, it's just a matter of few clicks and that's it. So now I have my 2 markets activated and I have my shipping profiles activated for those 2 markets. Again, if you want to sell internationally, you just need to go back to the shipping profiles and add an international shipping profile. Then we have apps and sales channels, and you don't need to worry about this now because we are not working on the apps now. But when you add apps, when you add like more channels, you will see all of them in here. We have the domains, and this is where you link your professional domain address. So let's say I have both penpalscases.com, I will be linking to it in here. And if you buy this domain via Shopify, the link is gonna take like a few seconds. If you have bought it from another platform like GoDaddy, for example, there is also an automatic process to link it. So you just click few things and you will have it done. You don't need to copy or to do anything. Just follow the clicks from Shopify, and you will have your domain linked. Okay, here you click either on buy new domain if we are buying it from Shopify. So in our case, it's penpalscases.com. So they are searching if it's available. They are telling me this is their price. I can directly buy the domain and link to it. Or I can go back and click on connect existing domain. I put my domain and I click on next. They will tell me to automatically do the link, and the linking will be done within few seconds. Okay, after this we have customer events. You don't need to worry about this for now. Then we have the brand, and it's actually something fun and cool that Shopify did in their latest updates, where you can add your brand main assets. So it's the logos, the colors, stuff like that. So you don't need to keep adding them while you are customizing your theme. So you can add them all in here. And when you are customizing your theme, you can link to them in here. Why this is practical? Because let's say you have a logo for your business, then you decided to change the logo. Instead of going to your theme and change the logo everywhere you have put it, you can change it directly from here, and it will be automatically changed on the theme. Or let's say you have changed your color palette, you can do the same. I'm going to set this up. I'm going to add my logos, my colors, and everything in order to make the process later on more, let's say, fun and cool, so you can know how to use this section from Shopify. So in here they are giving us a list of the essential things to add. I'm going to start with adding a logo. I have created a simple logo on Canva. You can be more creative and create something much more professional, but I will add it in here. So I will click on add default logo. I will click on upload image, and I will upload my logo, and done. So this is my logo. You can add another logo where, for example, maybe you want to add a square logo, you can do it in here. In here you have the color, so you can add your brand primary color. My brand primary color is this peach one, so I need to copy the hex. You can choose the colors of your brand based on your product colors, or maybe you can consult ChatGPT to get some inspirations. I will click on add primary colors. I will type the hex in here. I can add a contrasting color. I can make it white, or I can make it, for example, the blue one I have used in here. So this is what I'm going to do. I will copy again the hex and paste it in here. So this is my color. I can add some secondary colors if I wish. I can add a cover image, a slogan, a short description, and so on. And you can add your social media links. So you can link your Instagram, to your TikTok, to all of your social media profiles. I highly recommend you to do this now, because in this way also, again, everything will be fitting in the right place when you are customizing your theme. I will click on save. Then we have notifications, and this is a very important section because it's related to the notifications you will be receiving and your customers will be receiving once your store starts to run. Okay, so we have customers notifications, we have staff notifications, we have the fulfillment ones. You can go to each of these notifications, read them if you want to change anything in the text. If you have a little bit experience with coding, you can also modify things in here related to what information you are showing. Or you can keep it simple and just keep them as they are. Already Shopify has done a very good job at setting up the default things, so keep them as they are. After notifications, we have the custom data, and this is going to be more relevant if you sell multiple products. It's not going to be that relevant for a one product Shopify store, but it's related to dynamic sections, meta feeds, and meta objects. Honestly, if you are only selling one product, you might not even need to use this section, so I'm going to skip it. Then we have the languages, and in here you define your store languages. So going back to the idea of market, let's say you are selling in multiple markets and each market speaks a different language. So let's say you are selling in Australia and in France. In France, they speak French. Maybe you need to have your store also translated to French. You can do that in here. You can add language to your store and assign the right language to the right market. In our case, we are not going to do that. And to be on the safe side, going with English is always like a smart option. But again, if you sell in different markets, this could be a very good, let's say, thing to do, especially that now we can auto-translate up to 2 languages for free using Shopify Translate and Adapt app. And you can modify the translation in order to make sure that everything is properly done. So again, if you sell in multiple markets, they speak different languages, it's very important to set this up. So in this way, you make sure that your message hits home no matter where home is. Okay, after that you have customer privacy. We're not gonna touch this. We can add like a cookie banner if we wish in here. So we can set up the banner, activate cooking banner, and that's it. Just to make sure that we are, let's say, respecting our customer privacy. Then we go back in here. We can also add a page to ask visitors about their consent. We can do that. This is usually like requested in United States. Then we have like more settings related to the market. We're not gonna touch them for now. And after this, we have the policies. And this is something that you need to take care of. Your store should have policies, especially if you are going to run ads on Google or on Facebook or on TikTok. You need to make sure that you have like policies like the privacy policy, the shipping policy, the terms and conditions, everything, and the return and refund for sure. The nice thing about Shopify is that they have set up like some things that can help you to start out, like you can start with a template, or you can use our friend ChatGPT. You can give ChatGPT like your rules that say you only offer exchanges for orders within 15 days. Or let's say you don't offer any exchange policy, or you don't have any refund policy. So you tell ChatGPT what are your like conditions, and it will return a policy for you. Or again, you can click on create from template. You change the content, same in here, same in here, and same in here. It's not only important to create those policies, but it's also important to link to them in your store. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Again, especially if you are running ads, because they want to see them in there. They want to know that you are eligible business and that you are taking care of like telling your customers about how processes or how things are happening with your business. So for the policy, shipping policy, you need to enter your own shipping policy. Then in here, you can add like the content information and so on. This is gonna be like how customers can reach out to you. In the shipping policy, I'm gonna put like something basic, free shipping on all orders above $50. It's very important to note that the more information you give your customers in the shipping policy and in the return and exchange policy, the better. So make sure to add everything and make it super clear so you don't have like any problems in the future with your customers. Our aim is always to keep our customers satisfied, but we need to also keep our business safe. So we need to make sure that we have stated all our rules clearly. And if we want to make an exception to the rule, it's gonna be by our decision, not because our policies were not clear enough. Okay, and you click on save. Actually, this is it. This is for all the settings that you need to change. Next, we are going to add the product, and I'm going to show you how to add a theme to your store, how to customize it, and so on. Okay, so from your dashboard in here, you go to products, and you click on create a new product. In our case, since it's a one product Shopify store, we need to add only one product, which is super simple. So we need to start by the product title. We have the title, description, and the media. So I'm going in here, description. So it's gonna be pen pal cases, and this is my product description. So I'm gonna copy it like this. So it's gonna be the pen pals case, and I will upload photos. So going back to so my product has different variants, so I can have the case in white, in black, or in pink. So I need to set up the variants of this product. So I will go down in here. The price, let's say it's $30. This is the price that I'm selling this product for this price. If I'm doing a sale, I can put in here 40. So this is the previous price. Then the actual price is 30. So it's gonna look like this. 40 is now turning into 30. Okay, I'm gonna remove this one. In here you add the cost. So let's say this product is costing you $10. You put $10 so you know how much margin do you have. Then you can track quantity, so you do that within Shopify. You tell Shopify that you have, like, let's say 50 pieces of this item, so Shopify will be tracking quantity. You can decide to continue selling when out of stock. If you can manage to have like more inventories very soon, you can keep it, or you can leave it. If your product has an SKU, you can add it. In here, if it's a physical product, you need to add the weight. So let's say in grams, it's let's say 10. And you can add more custom information like the country and so on. And you have the variants, which is we are going to do. So we have the color, we have like the black, which is the basic. Then we have the, let's say, the pink, and we have the white. Done. We need to add now a photo for each of these variants. So I'm gonna add, it's actually purple, not white. So let me add the black. So I will select the black for this variant. I'm going to this one and select the pink. And for the white, it's actually this one, but I need to change the variant name. So I will click on it in here on edit, and I will change it to purple. Done. Okay, in here you change like the SEO part, so you can like change what people will see when they search. So it could be pen pal cases for iPhone, customize your phone case or something like this. You can change the meta description and the link and click on save. Okay, there are some more information that you could have added, and they are in here related to like to the product type, the vendor, the collections, and the tags. But since this is a one product Shopify store, we don't need to worry about all of these information. But in case you have multiple products, you need to worry about that. And that's why I highly recommend you to check other tutorials on my YouTube channel that can help you more with this. And here you have like the theme template, and this is like which product page template you are giving to this product. This also will make sense if you have multiple products, which is not the case in here. Okay, so once the product is added, now I have it on my store. What I will need to go is to start customizing my store. You go in here to online store. And the first thing you should ever do is to add a theme to your store. There are so many themes in the Shopify theme store that you can pick from. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. I usually prefer to go with paid ones because they are more professional. But again, since it's only a one product store, you can keep it simple and go with a free one. But I usually recommend my clients to go with paid ones because they offer like advanced sections, features, and stuff like that. For now, we have like these free ones from Shopify that we can pick from. I will pick, let's say, I can either go with, let's say, this one or this one or this one. Dawn is one of the most famous ones, like multiple people use it because it was the first one, the first free one after Shopify 2.0. I will go actually with Sense. It's been a while since the last time I used this theme. You can view the demo from here if you wish, or directly click on Customize. When you click on View Demo, you can see how this theme looks like. So you can scroll down and see it. Okay, so this is the first one. If we go to this one, this is like more artistic. It's taking a little bit to load because of my connection, don't worry. What else? Let's see this one. So this is the preview store of this theme. This could work for us because obviously this is a one product store. We can also use it if we wish. Okay, so you can keep doing the same exercise and pick the theme that looks the most like what you have in mind. Learning to customize one Shopify theme will allow you to learn to customize any Shopify theme because most of them work in the same way, especially the free ones. If you go to the professional ones, like some features will be different, you might need to learn, or let's say to modify the sections depending on the theme settings. But for the free ones, it's mostly the same. Even for the paid ones, it's mostly the same. So I'm gonna go to this one and click on Customize. So now like they are adding to the theme to my store in order to have it customized. So this is the Shopify theme editor, and if you are wondering how to reach this, I'm gonna exit actually and show you. So now when I go to all themes under online store, I can see that I have this one, which is the published one, the live one, and we have the Dawn theme in here, and we can explore more themes from here. So if you want to customize it, you click here on customize. And now I can customize the theme. Whenever you are starting with a new Shopify theme, the first thing that you need to do is to set up the settings of the theme. So what you need to do is to go in here to settings and to set up these settings as per your brand settings. So let's start with the logo. Since I have already added my logo under the brand section in the settings phase, I can in here click on connect dynamic source, and I can choose like the default logo. So now it's like in here by default, or you can click on replace, and or actually you need to remove it and add an image from the one. So we add this one, let's say. Okay, so either you select the dynamic source or you select it from here. When you select the dynamic source, it's more practical because it means that if one day you change the logo, you can just change it from the brand logo section on settings, and it will be changed in all the places where you have used it. Okay, second we have desktop logo width, so we can make it like larger definitely because it's too small now. Then we have like favicon. Favicon is this small icon in here. So in our case, it could be this small cell phone. So I'm actually going back in here to Canva because this is where I do most of my designs. I'm going to make this file. I'm going to resize the file. So I will create a new design. And this time I will make it 50 by 50 because favicons should be so small. And I will go copy this one and simply paste it in here. Okay, I can make it a little bit smaller like this. And I need to download this as a PNG, so I make sure that there is no background attached to it. In order to be able to do this from Canva, you need to have like a professional account. So you need to be a Canva subscriber. So I'm gonna call it favicon. Okay, and now I will go back in here to Shopify. I will click on select, add an image, and going back to my favicon in here. So that's it. Now once it's added, you will be seeing it in here instead of the Shopify one. It's important to add this one because also on Google search results, this is the first thing that will appear next to your brand name. So make sure that you have added. Then we have like after those, we have the brand colors. So we go in here, we have the colors. You can set up like different schemes for your store. So each brand has like 3 or 4 colors usually in addition to the black and white. So you can play around with different schemes. So let's say you want one section to be colored, the other one to be, let's say, contrasting with it. So you can do in here, you can do this in here. You can set up the different schemes and use them later easily when you are creating the sections. So let me show you. So let's say this is the first scheme, and this is like the main color brand, the dark purple. I don't actually have this one. I will select, you remember that we have set up like my primary color. I will set up this as my primary color. So now this is one of my first schemes. I will go to this one. This is the gradient one. I usually don't use it, but let's say we are going to do the same. So I'm gonna select this. And maybe for this one, I will select my dark. Okay, you can go to each one of these, like change it, add your brand colors, and so on. Okay, I'm not gonna do this, but this is what you do. Like you create different schemes or appearances based on your brand colors. And once you are creating the sections, you can be selecting between these schemes. Okay, so for example, for this one, the background is orange. For this one, the background is white, but the buttons are orange, and so on. Okay, so as you can see, we have background, text, solid. Let me set up this properly, at least one of them. So I will make this my darker color, let's say, or actually this one, let me remove it and keep it white or gray. Okay, so once you finish setting up the schemes, you go to typography, and in here you set up your brand fonts. And this is where it is very important while you are choosing your brand font to make sure that it's one of Shopify fonts, because uploading a new font to Shopify usually slows down the website. So I like to keep it simple and to pick a font that's already like within the Shopify library. I'm not going to change the font, but if you want, you can click in here and simply change the font like this. Some fonts like have different styles, so you can pick from them and you click on select and that's it. Depending on the theme you are seeing or you are using, the settings in here will be different. So for example, for this theme, you can change the font of the heading and make it different than the font of the body. In some more professional themes, you might be able to change like the subheading, the body, the navigation menu text. So this will be more complicated, or let's say, or more advanced if your theme is more advanced. Then we have the layout, and this is like general settings of the store layout. So the width, the spacing between sections, the grid spacing as well. Then we have the animation. So if we want to have like a small animation going on your store, this is the like effects. If we are hovering, I'm gonna keep it as it is. Then we have the buttons. So in here we are changing like the settings of the buttons. I have done something wrong on the color scheme. Can you see this one? So maybe in here I need to change something actually. Okay. So back to our buttons. So in here you change the buttons like spacing, things related to it. You can play around and modify them. Then we have the thickness, the opacity, the corner radius. If you want to add the shadow, you can play around with it. Then we have like the variant fills, and this is like when you have like different colors. This is actually like this makes sense for us because our product has like different, let's say, variants. We can also change the appearance in here if we wish. Then we have like the inputs as well, more settings. Product card is this one. This is the product card, so you can make it standard or you can make it a card. Since we only have like one product, so we don't really need to care a lot about this, but if you have like multiple products, this would be important. Then we can like change in here the settings. If you notice in here, we can change like the color scheme. So now they are choosing the first one, you can choose the second one. These are the schemes that we should have set up on the color section in here. So going back, we have collection cards. Also, this will make sense if you have multiple collections. This does not apply to us, but the same idea. We have product block cards, and we have, let's see, content containers. So I guess we are talking mainly about this. You can change the settings from here and so on. You can like continue working around with this. You have like the search behavior. So if you want to change this, like enable search suggestions, show product vendor, or show product price while searching. You have the social media for your social media profiles and so on. Once you finish setting up all the settings, we start by creating the store homepage. So for the homepage, we have here the header, the footer, and the template. The header and the footer are sections that are common between all of your store pages. Okay, so the header is this part. The footer is obviously this part. Okay, let's start with the header. So first we have the announcement bar, which is this one. In here we have one message, which is welcome to our store. Let's say we want to add another message, and this time it's going to be, for example, free shipping on orders above $50. So now we have two messages. Either people will be changing, or let's say moving from one message to another by clicking in here, or we go to announcement bar settings. The first thing we decide is the color scheme. So do we want it to be like this, or maybe like this, or maybe we want it to be orange so it's more contrasting. Then we can like add show separators, social media icons if you want to add like our media icons in here. They are not showing because I didn't add any links to Instagram or TikTok, but when you do, you will see them. Then we have like auto rotate announcements. So the announcement will be auto rotating by themselves each 5 minutes. We can enable country or region. We can enable language selector if we have multiple languages. Announcement bars are very important because you can use them to announce a certain like special message to your customers. After announcement bars, we have the header, which is this section. The first thing we need to define is where we want our logo to be. Do we want it to be on top, or do we want it to be middle left, or middle centered. I like the middle left, so I'm gonna keep it like this. In here, we are defining which menu we are linking to. So this is our main menu. And this sometimes gets so many people confused, okay? So in order to change the menu you are seeing in here, you need to change the menu itself. You click here, and you go to your admin, and actually you go to the navigation section. So you go to online store, you go to navigation, and you go to this main menu, which has been linked to in here by default, and you can add other menu items. So in our case, I'm gonna, for example, edit this and put shop, and I will directly link to my product because I only have one product. So in here, I will click product and I will select my product. Then contact maybe and about us. I still don't have the page about us ready yet, so I can put like this just to be able to add the menu item, then later on I link to it. And I click on save menu. If I go back in here and I refresh, I should be able to see the modification happening on the navigation menu. Sometimes it takes a few seconds, but it's in here. Okay, after that, you can choose to have a mega menu or not. Mega menus are those like cool menus that open down. Also, since you are only selling one product, this doesn't make sense to you, but you can add them if you have like multiple collections and so on. Then we have like the color scheme if we want like it to change. Menu color scheme as well. I'm not gonna touch it. I like it as it is. And you can modify, you can change the mobile layout. So let's go to the mobile view. You can decide to make the logo left. I'm gonna keep it center. You can change the spacings and so on. So this is for the header. Now it's set up, and this is for the menu. When it comes to footer, what you need to focus on is to have like your policies in there. So when I go to footer, I can also change the color scheme as well. I can like an email sign up if I wish. So it's going to be this one. I'm gonna remove it because I already have this one. I can change the heading for it, and I can like modify more settings. But let's say I want to add a menu in here to show my policies. So what I need to do is to add a block, add a menu, and in here by default they are linking to the footer menu. Again, we are going to the footer menu, and we are going to add like our policies in here. So we have the search. Let's add like, say, let's go to policies and add, let's say, privacy policy. Let's add the terms and services. Let's add the shipping policy and click on save. You should add all of your policies, and I will go back in here, click on save, and we are going to see the link, the menu now once it's refreshed. So do you see this is the link? I don't usually like to have a sign up section in the footer. I prefer to have a pop-up to do this. So I'm gonna remove this section. So this is the footer. You can add more blocks like brand information, maybe an image if you wish, and so on. Let me add a cool image in here. Okay, let me change it. It doesn't look nice. Maybe I will pick actually the logo, but it's too small, so let me make it big. Okay, and I click on save. Now once we finish the header and the footer, we move on to the main page template. So we start with the sections. Okay, by default we have the image with text section, which is this section. Then we have like the featured collection section. Since I only have one collection, this section doesn't make sense to me, so I'm gonna remove it. Okay, now this is the section. Some people like to do it like this. I like to have a slideshow. So let's see, or like an image, a big image banner with text over it. So this one, we have this one and this one. You can pick whatever like you wish, but I like this look, this section. I'm gonna move it up actually to start with it. So when I click on it, I can see the settings. So the first image is going to be actually, let me upload some of my homepage banners. So let's say I will go with this one. Okay, I can select another image. I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna only keep one image. I can change the banner height if I don't want it to be very big. I like the medium height, so I'm gonna keep it. I can change the desktop position. So let's say I'm on mobile, it's gonna change the position. So it could be right or centered or left. I'm gonna keep it actually centered. then I can change the color scheme and I can change the animation. So let's get back in here. When I go in here, you can change the text and like the title, the subtitles, and the buttons. Okay, let me go to the image banner. So this is like the main brand message. So going back in here to my brand, let's say book, I have like, this is my slogan. So I'm gonna put this one in here. I'm gonna go back in here, and this is like my subheading. So going back in here, this should be under this section. Okay, as you can see, you can choose like the text size. If you go back to the heading, I guess I can make it smaller by choosing like the small size, so it's better. If we go in here to the subheading, you can choose like subtitles or uppercase. This actually is nice, this size. I'm gonna keep it as it is. Then we have like the buttons, like what we are going to put. I'm not gonna actually have two. I will put only one, shop now, and I will link to my product. Okay. Now let's see if I can change the position of this one. So if we put it left, I don't like it. I'm gonna keep it center. But I'm wondering if we can change the full position to be on the left. I don't think this is possible, like the full text position to be in here. I don't think this is possible. Let's see if we remove this one. Oh, this is where we change it. So it's left center. Okay, I think I need to change the photo because the text is not appearing properly well. Let me put it bottom center, no, bottom left. Let me put it middle left actually, and change the image itself so I can see the text properly, because this is very important. So maybe I will change this one. I will choose this one actually. Okay, the nice thing about this theme is that on mobile, it's like showing the image below the text below the image. But usually if you are using a professional, like let's say theme, it should allow you to have like a different image between mobile and desktop, so the image will look nice on both devices. Unfortunately, this theme doesn't do that, obviously, so you need to pick an image somehow that works both for mobile, and this one, for example, doesn't work well for mobile. It's acceptable, but it's not that nice. Even in here, I don't think like it's nice. I think that like we have a lot, like this is not like readable properly. So anyway, you need to modify your image to make this look better. Again, it depends on your theme and what you are using. And if we want to, instead of having this section, for example, to have this section, which is the default one, we can have an image. Let's say we went with this one, or with the one hand holding, let's say. So this is the image. This is nice. We can change the image height to medium. No, let's keep it adapt to image so we see the full product. And let's see desktop image placement. I'm gonna keep it as it is actually. I like it, but the container scheme, I'm gonna keep it like this. Okay, going back in here, let me change the text. So it's going to be actually my heading. 1 second. So let me go back in here. Okay, maybe I would make it small. Okay, this is nice. And the button is leading to, let's say, shop now. Let me put it to my product. No, let's keep it like this. So this is the section. I could have like changed maybe the background color. Let's see if I can change the background color of the full section in here. So instead of using scheme 1, maybe I use this one. Okay, that's why it's very important to set up those to your brand colors. So I'm gonna remove this one and I will keep this one. Again, make sure to use contrasting colors, because now like they look the same. I will go back in here actually and select the scheme 2, so it looks a little bit better. Okay, when you scroll down now, you need to add like more sections. So I'm going to add sections, and this time I will actually like add a, let's say, a list of my product benefits. So what I can use is, for example, to use a multi-column section like this one. As you can see, this is a very nice like section where you can like enter like your product benefits. So you can, for example, have this section called like why choose pen pals case, and you can like modify the settings again like we have done with the other sections. You go back in here and you change the content of each of these columns. You can even add an image for each of the column, so you can have like in here each of your product benefits listed. Let me go back to my brand file in here. So for example, I have these, let's say, benefits, so I can copy this one. I can go back in here and I can paste it. Okay, and you can continue doing the same again. This section can be actually very fun if you want, for example, to add how to use the product. So you have like 3 GIFs, let's say, choose your pins, install your pins, enjoy your case. So you can have it like this. You can continue adding as much sections as you wish, but since this is a one product store, I usually add like this banner in here, some product benefits, maybe the product itself in order for them to be able to buy it. So let's see if this theme has a featured product section. Yes, it does. So we can in here like choose the product, have it directly in the homepage in case someone wants to buy it directly. Okay, so I need to like change the inventories for this product for these colors because now they show as like out of stock, and you can modify the settings again. So again, you can go as creative as you wish with this. By the way, it has a slideshow. I should have used this section in here. So you could have, for example, a slideshow showing, let's say, your different product images. Let's say this one in here. I can like remove everything, all the text, and just show the images. Okay. Or I can add text. It depends on me. I can like add text in here or not. I can like add another image. Let's say this one. Also, I can remove all the text if I want only to show the images. So basically what I recommend you to have on the homepage is like a banner with your brand message, a list of your product benefits, a way to directly buy your product. You can also have like videos, slideshows, depending on what type of content you have for your product. So I took some minutes to work a little bit on the homepage and make it a little bit better. So as you can see, this is the quick results I have done so far. Definitely, if you are like creating a real store for your business, take more time into customizing the colors and playing around. But now you know how to modify the settings, so it's super easy to make the store look exactly like you want it to be. Now moving to the product page, you go in here to Shopify and you go to products and you go to default product. Okay, definitely for this image I should have removed the background because now it looks so bad. It looks white with a beige background. So when you are like adding your images, make sure that they are PNGs without a background so they look better. For the product page, like we have this first section, which is the most important section. It's the product information section. And by default, we have some blocks within this section. So we have like, when you click first in the product information, you can change the general settings like the colors. You can change how the media is going to look like on desktop, so small, medium, large. You can make media fit. You can choose the desktop layout. Now we have this stacked. We can have it as thumbnails. So it would be like this, or we can have it as thumbnail carousel. So we can have it like this, or we can have it 2 columns. So it's like this. It depends on what you want. I like the stacked, by the way, so I'm gonna stay with it. You can choose the alignment, whether you want it left or right. I prefer to stay on this alignment because this is what people are used to when they are shopping online. So let's stick to it. Then we can decide what happens when people zoom. We can decide on mobile, let's say we want to hide thumbnails or we want to keep them. Now they are hidden. We can show them like this, or we can show two columns. This is a very, very, very nice option. It's to hide the other variants when you are selecting a variant. So for example, when I click on this one, I don't see the pink and purple. When I have it opened, I see the pink and the purple options. Okay, so let me hide it. And if people want to buy actually the pink or the purple, they can click and they can see it. So these are the general settings of the product information. Then we see the blocks. So we have first a text, which is this one. We can, like in here, we have the vendor, which is a dynamic source. You can put whatever you want, maybe a slogan or something like this. And you can actually modify the text style from here. Then we have the title, which is the product title. We can't modify this. We have the price. Usually we can do anything about it. We have like the variant picker, we have the quantity selector, we have the buy buttons, and the description. So this is the description that we have entered in Shopify, and we don't actually have a lot, like let's say, of options. Let's see if we can have it in a collapsible row to see if this is even an option. So when we click on this one, not actually. So this is where, like, if we want to add like this one, it shows, but the description is still there. Let me see if we have another option to show the description. I don't think so. So it's fine. We're gonna keep it like this, but these tabs can be actually very fun. For example, if we want to add like shipping information, if we want to add like, let's say, how to use it, and so on. Okay, once you set up these, you can go in here, you can check like the icon, change it from here, and you can select the content from a page, or you can write the content yourself from here. Okay, once this is done, we have like other blocks that we can add if we wish, or we can add different sections. Like we have the related product section by default. Let's say I want to add an image showing my product benefits, so I would go, let's say, with image banner like this one. I will remove actually anything and only keep the image. So I will remove all of these blocks. I will go in here and I will select this image that I have prepared on Canva. So it's showing my product benefits. I can even like add more content. Let's say if I want to add like tips about how to use the product or stuff like that. I can go, for example, and add a multi-row section, let's say like this one. So I have multiple rows with the information, yeah, or I can modify it, or I can add more and more sections. Let me, for example, in here add something to this section. So I'm going to upload one of my images. Let's say, let me upload this one. I might need to crop it because it's too big, I guess. Yeah, okay, no, it looks nice. I can edit, for example, in here and add a text, for example, telling them that like choose your pens. So this is nice. I can see if I can modify like the text. Yes, let's say I want to change the text style. What else? No, the content alignment is nice. And then here I can modify the mobile layout. I can do the same like with the other rows if I want to add, or I can only keep this one. If I don't want to add a button, I can simply go in here and remove the label and it will disappear. These are all actually sections that you can add like to make your product page as much attractive as possible and to deliver the information in different ways. You can also have videos and embed them in your product page. Let's see if this theme actually like offer the option of adding a video. It actually does, so this is also something nice. You can add a video. You just need to like select the video or you embed a link from YouTube and you select the video. You can even add a cover image in case like the video doesn't load, the image will appear instead of the video. Okay, so after finishing like with customizing your product page and putting all the needed information in here and finishing everything, you save your theme and you go back to Shopify. What you need to do is you need to remove like the online store password protection because you want your store to be live and you want people to be able to check it out. When you select a plan from Shopify, you will be able to do that. But anyway, in order to remove the password, you go to preferences and in here you scroll down and you remove the password. I can't do that because I didn't sign up to any Shopify plan. Okay, once this is done, your store is up and running and you can simply like start selling on Shopify. One final thing I recommend you to do before getting your store live is to do a test order on your Shopify store to make sure that the payment gateways are working, shipping conditions are right, and everything is set up properly. Thank you so much for watching this video and for staying up until the end. I hope that this video will help you to start with your own e-commerce business and will help you to create your own one product Shopify store. And before leaving, I want to take one moment of your time to invite you to sign up to the free workshop I'm currently offering. In this workshop, I show you the exact framework that you should be applying to your business in order to make it sustainable and strong. In this workshop, we see how you can attract, convert, and retain more customers. This workshop is totally free. You just need to sign up and that's it. You will find the link below in the description. Thank you again for watching this video and for staying up until the end. That's amazing. Before leaving, don't forget to smash the like button, to subscribe to my channel and to hit the notification bell because in this way, you will get notified every time I publish a new video. See you next week. Bye bye.